Michael, several claims about the numbers of migrants in Johannesburg. The question, of course, is how accurate, how verifiable are these numbers?
It's a tricky one, Jeremy, because we've had several officials who've come out and staked a claim to these statistics, but very little evidence actually backing up those numbers. First of all, this claim coming out in 2017, this man was the Deputy Police Minister at the time, Bongani Mkongi, saying Hillbrow is basically 80% foreign nationals. Again, making that claim without referencing any specific statistics. And we have seen video on social media doing the rounds, trying to reinforce this idea that 80% of Hillbrow is made up of foreign nationals. Herman Mashaba, the mayor of Johannesburg, a few months later, also referencing that number, suggesting that it could be as many as 80% of Hillbrow and the surrounding areas in the inner cities. So we looked for as much evidence that we could, Jeremy, to back up those claims. And I'm afraid there is very little out there, partly because the last census was conducted in 2011. But we have isolated some of the areas within the inner city to get a sense of the demographic. And you'll find, Jeremy, that foreign nationals never make up more than 50% in these particular areas. In Hillbrow, 52% of residents were born in South Africa. In Yeoville, Parktown, again, the split is almost 50-50, 45% in fact, born outside of the country. In Bromfontein, where we have seen some commotion over the last week or so, again, 42% born outside of South Africa. Berea and Bertram's, once again, Jeremy, the majority born in South Africa, just 41% born outside of our borders. And if we again look at Hillbrow and Berea, 58% of residents there born in this particular country. So it would seem that that 80% might be rather exaggerated. We also wanted to interrogate this claim, Jeremy. This is something that's been doing the rounds on social media. This claim that 800,000 Nigerians now live in South Africa. We've seen a lot of this on Twitter, by the way. So we decided to interrogate that. We looked at some of the official numbers, a survey which was done in 2016. That indicated that just 30,000 Nigerians are officially in the country. We also looked at stats from the United Nations, Jeremy. That survey coming out just 2 years ago. Again, around about 28,000 Nigerians officially in the country. What that means, Jeremy, is if there are a lot of people who have slipped under the radar, they really are pretty effective. That would mean that nearly 770,000 Nigerians are in the country without our officials knowing it. Experts say that is extremely unlikely. So we perhaps need to take some of these numbers, Jeremy, with a pinch of salt.
All right, Michael Marillier, thank you. Live at lunchtime, still ahead. The Brexit